Hey there guys, it's Main here, back again with another IE review, this time off stream, as I want to, obviously, can't stream every day, so gotta figure out, we gotta get to the stream, gotta get to the videos, get all that stuff out, so, yeah, just doing one off stream today, going back to the usual vibe of the videos, but today we have I think, hopefully good account. Looks like it's in World 6, looks like he's got his characters either pushing or doing some weird stuff. I don't know. Let's find out and see what he's trying to do. Before the video does start, I do want to mention real quick, as always, remember to join the Discord. Link will be in the description. If I can't answer any of your questions in the YouTube comments or in the stream, obviously if I can't get to your review immediately, the Discord is a great way to do that. So the link will be in the description. People are pretty active in there, answering any questions you might have. I'm also active in there, so if you have any general questions about the account, about the game or anything you might need some clarification on, obviously we're all able to help you. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the review. Today we have Yosalla. Looks like he's in World 6. He's got all the characters unlocked and sneaking. Everyone's pretty equally leveled. He's doing a variety of activities, mostly killing things. I don't know why he's fighting poops. I imagine he's probably trying to get the 5-star card. Yeah, it looks like he's trying to head into like crystal farming. He's got Choco Chip. He's got the card doublers. He's probably trying to ruby the poop card, the Demon Genie card. So if you are trying to crystal farm, which it looks like you're trying to do, that would be a good thing to do. If you're in World 6, now is probably a good time for you to stop and refocus your priorities. And looks like you got to Ceramic Spirits, almost into Sky Doggy Spirits maybe. So you're going to hit that lock pretty soon. Or you're kind of stuck progressing World 6 until you refocus your account. So you're doing a good thing here. Going back, unlocking some of the things that you really should, such as Onyx statues, really good thing for you to start doing. If I go to your DK specifically, you have a 1 in 35 crystal spawn chance. I would even argue you could start crystal farming right now to do the statue grind. If you want to wait till your poop card is level is rubified and your Demon Genie card is rubified, that's also perfectly fine. At this juncture, maybe something to consider would be skilling as well. Atom Collider is always a great thing to focus on. Looks like you have Boron maxed out, so I was honestly doing pretty good here. You may want to juice out your prints a little bit, get more atom generation to make sure you can keep up with your atom costs for some of the end game bubbles. But let's talk more so about some of the more easy things you can do to get out of the way immediately. So your gear is looking pretty good. Looks like your characters are either in Serrated Rex Rings or Emperor Opals, which is perfect. All your gear looks to be in Luciferian Skulls, and you have Dreadlow tools with World 3 Splicers. You're doing absolutely perfect for someone that's in World 6 and trying to refocus their account. Highly recommend, if you are stuck in World 6 with damage, skilling, anything, these would be the best ways to sort of increase your account is get your gear up to Magma, into Marbglass if you can, get your tools into Dreadlow, try to push into Dreadnought Skulls. Sorry, I think I said Luciferian. Try to push into Dreadnought Skulls. Try to push minimum Royal Traps so that we can unlock all the traps for all your characters, which you're doing right now. Maybe one thing to do instead of spreading your traps among all your characters, maybe try to push specific things. So mostly you may want to do frogs specifically to try to get the poison frogs to get this vial up to level 6. 50,000 is kind of hard, so definitely you don't have to do that. But specifically try to push one critter at a time if you're trying to push progression for that. If you're trying to get those critters, you don't really need to spread it out as you're not gaining all that much. What I'd really recommend instead, I'm trying to get back to trapping, but I keep forgetting how to do it. What I'd really recommend is instead try to push levels with trapping specifically on all your characters to try to get them up eventually into higher level traps, and try to have some of your characters printing some of the refinery resources that require those critters. So specifically try to be printing the scorpions and try to be printing the mousies, specifically to try to push those and maintain refinery. But the rest of your characters should be doing nature traps on like blobfish. When you do unlock the sneaking upgrade, the Jade Emporium upgrade for new critter, obviously the turtles will be a massive improvement for your account. I highly recommend trying to push that as well. If you want to increase trapping efficiency, obviously Call Me Ash is a really great thing to do to try to snapshot trapping efficiency for your Beastmaster. Other thing is making sure you max out the talent specifically for Beastmaster, which is the Eagle Eye talent. If you have Eldritch Fury Relic, which I believe you have, you can book that up to level 245, and then it can be boosted by minimum talent levels to sort of boost that out to give you a bunch more trapping efficiency. In addition to that, make sure you have the Star Sign Doubler with the Star Sign active for trapping efficiency. Base critter vial is also really important. The base shiny pet in the in breeding is also going to help with that, pushing up base critters. So this guy right here is going to increase the base critters that you get. I also recommend focusing on one shiny pet at a time. I wouldn't recommend scatterbraining it like you are doing here. It's going to take forever to level these up. I do one, two, maybe 3 or 4 shiny pets at a time, not like 20 like you're doing here. So I wouldn't recommend that. Talking about your stamps, something easy you can do right now is try to get your stamps up to level 10,000. Some of the easier ones, or some of the better ones to do, are going to be multi-tool stamp. This affects trapping efficiency, worship efficiency, cooking efficiency, chopping, mining, fishing, everything from World 1 to World 3. Obviously, really, really good to do that. I think it affects lab as well, so it should affect lab. So definitely up this if you can. Try to get this up to level 200 is your goal. So you're gonna get there through a mix of the atom cost reduction, the gilded stamp, using rucksack, that prayer to increase your carrying capacity to carry more dust motes. I believe using it on. I think someone recommended using your V-Man, but I want to double check the carrying capacity talent actually does impact. It says for materials, so this may or may not actually impact bugs. I don't know, but you can try it out. See if you get more carrying capacity on your V-Man. But rucksack specifically does increase your carrying capacity for all items, so that would help if you want to max out that prayer to help increase your carrying capacity for dust motes, to put more in your inventory to eventually be able to obviously upgrade the multi-tool stamp. So you'll need to print for dust motes, you'll need to stack up the atom cost reduction, you'll need gilded stamp, but this is definitely a really, really good one for you to focus on. Ladle stamp, obviously a really, really good one if you're trying to push ladle generation. Getting more cooking efficiency is really important. This and multi-tool stamp are really, really good. Don't neglect the base stamps you have here as well. So Stat Graph Stamp, Stat Wall Street, and Capitalist Stamp are really, really good. Some of the other ones to really focus on are really easy. Will be Intellecto Stamp, Sash Side Stamp, Maxus Lapo, really, really good. I just recommend clicking on Highlight Stamp, see which ones are not red, that way you can go ahead and upgrade them because you have the resources to. Obviously, it's a little bit skewed since you have the Atomy discount and the Gilded Stamp discount, but once you use those on multi-tool or cooking, or the Ladle Stamp, go back, look at the ones that are green, spend all your resources trying to upgrade them, because overall, you want to try to hit level 10,000 stamp levels and start stacking up Gilded Stamps every single day. 10,000 will guarantee that Gilded stamp chance. Popping over to Rift, you got Rift completed, good. Let's jump back over to World 1, you got Anvil points completed. Alchemy, how you doing? You pushed all the bubbles in World 6, perfect. Nothing in particular I want you to focus on, just skilling is what I recommend. Obviously, you want to get higher prints for skilling, so best things for you to focus on are going to be Hocus Chopus. Looks like this is, I want to say this is around the 90% or 80% capacity, so you're doing good here. Maybe you want to get Mage's Best, Archer Bust, and Warrior's Rule specifically up to, I believe, 450. 450 should be their 90% breakpoint. Really, you should have enough atoms to be able to upgrade those relatively easily, especially since you have Boron. These are relatively cheap bubbles, so I recommend using your atoms here. Try to get up to 450. This will not only help with your damage, also helps with your skilling a ton for all of these classes. So if you want higher fly prints, if you want higher ore prints, if you want higher, if you want higher log prints, this would be a great way of doing that. Like I said, this also impacts damage because this scales the bubbles, such as Name I Guess, Maddie Stafford. It'll scale Power Tri-3 as well, will help a ton with your damage. So trying to level this up as well, give you a little bit more bonus there. Talking about your vials, obviously try to, you've unlocked the ones that you can. When you get to Skydoggy Spirits, obviously getting Summoning EXP as well as Farming EXP are really, really important, especially with the Seraph Star Sign to help get you the multiplicative bonus for star signs in general. Unlocking this requires higher summoning levels, so every 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, every 20 levels that you get helps increase the amount of bonuses that the star signs actually provide you. So gives you more stats, gives you more artifact find chance, cooking speed, you name it, it'll help you a lot. Also a really big one for you to try to get to level 13 as soon as possible is going to be the material cost for stamps. This one right here, the Venison Malts, really, really good, especially if you're trying to push stamp level. This will reduce the actual material cost you need, which makes hitting level 200 multi-tool stamp or level 250, 60 ladle stamp really, really easy. So definitely something you want to focus on. Try to get this level 13. This is a really important one for trying to push stamp level. Apart from that, you have most of the good ones actually max level 13. Maybe something you want to focus on is probably going to be the Anvil production items, so thread specifically. Obviously, you're not going to benefit from Purple Cauldron, but you do benefit from getting vials up to level 13. The more vials you have up to level 13, the more bonuses the vials actually give you. So you're going to be getting things like material cost reduction for stamps. You're going to get meal cooking speed. You're going to get pet breeding chance, breeding EXP, base critters per traps, liquid capacity, chopping, mining, catching efficiency, all that really, really good. Obviously, EXP for some of the skills as well. So the more vials you get to level 13, the better you're going to benefit from it. I imagine you're done. You push all your bubbles up to up to World 6, so sigils is something you can start working on. Don't have a problem with that. Your refinery is looking good, I think. Just double check. I think in the tips and tricks, someone posted the full salt chart, so just double check that you are within range. You can also check Idleon Toolbox to double check that you are infinitely producing salt and you're not running at a deficit. So just double check that, because I don't have it in my brain the exact levels. Yeah, we looked at your 3D printer. The prints are overall pretty good. Looks like you're doing the thing where you're having your V-Man speed run to print those materials, so you're doing the right thing there for getting this level 13. Something you may want to consider and pivot towards as you start to finish those mob materials at level 13 vials. What I'd really recommend is trying to have them print some of your choice, either some of the materials to pump up the the bubble levels in Alchemy. So mine's printing combs right now, so I can get higher level of Call Me Bob, so I can click it every 6 hours or so, however long it takes. Something else you can do, have him try to print some of the monster materials for stamps to try to upgrade those whenever those come around. So like base multi-cool here. I can't remember what else requires like caps, for example. You can do that as well. I don't know, just throwing some things out there you can try to do with your V-Men as you approach the end of your level 13 grind for vials. Worship level is pretty even across all characters, doing really good here. Your tower level, I recommend, before I recommend that, let me look at your buildings. They're not bad. I mean, you may want to consider trying to do your worship again. You're probably close, if not at the point where you can try to get your overall World 1 to World 5 tower defense structures up to 130 minimum for the Equinox stream. Something you want to focus on. Try to get that out. Obviously, it'll give you more souls for those specific tower defenses, so you can push those vials even further up to level 13 as well. Vials for souls and critters or worship specifically is going to be relatively easy, especially with V-Man Species Epoch. If you push up his worship and trapping level, you can probably get those vials up to level 13 pretty easily, especially if you consider trying to get your waves up to like level 130, 140, 150 if you can. I think you're probably at a point, if not soon, you can do this, where you can try to push those vials to level 13 and push the waves up to 130 specifically to try to finish that Equinox stream. I remember my towers are roughly your area, so you're not that far off. Perfect. Yeah. With the tome upgrade, I don't think it's bad taste to max out your prayers. So you're doing fine here. Just never equip Fibers of Absence. It's very mostly negative, unless you're a super endgame player, or you're pushing Rift. I wouldn't recommend using Fiber of Absence pretty much at all. Don't recommend it, but do want to max it out for tomes so you get more tome points. Specifically, Jawbreaker as well is really, really good. Obviously, you want to max it out for tome, but this is a multiplicative coin generation, so if you're struggling for money, this is something you can definitely equip on your characters to get more coins. Again, this is multiplicative, so maxing this out, in addition to maxing out Minus Mind, these help a ton with coin generation, or money, you know. Talked about that. Equinox. Okay, so where are you at right now? Level 500, defeating the World 3 boss. Ooh, 100,000 ladles. Where are you at with that? I think ladles are towards the end. Fuck me, I don't want to look at this, but I hope you're near the end of that. Once you're done with that, it's going to be pretty good. Matching skims. This is multiplicative damage. This is going to give you 100%. 100%? 100% more damage, so it's going to multiply your damage even further. So if you're struggling with damage, maxing this out is going to be a huge boost to you. Other thing you want to keep on your horizon is trying to get your green stacks up to level 200. You don't see the dream here yet, but this is going to unlock Equinox symbols. Plus, this is basically like Book of Beyond, but for free. This is huge for damage and skilling efficiency. Obviously, it's a minor increase compared to like level 270 talents or 245 talents, but every point you get is effectively like, I can't do the math, like 60, 70 points of free talent levels that you get across the board, except for V-Man, some edge cases there. But you get like a ton of talents just for every single time you level this up. So this is a huge thing to try to push towards the unlock. So as you finish unlocking the crystal cards and trying to do crystal farming under DK, keep in mind some of the food from World 1 to World 3 can be World 4 even, can be easily crystal farmed to help green stack to get you obviously more damage, but obviously to help flesh out and finish that dream. Keep in the back of your mind, you want to try to use some of the quest materials as well to help ease your 200 green stack grind. So if you have the 10 million followers quest on your ES specifically, it'd be really easy to finish out the Instablab followers on like rats, and going through the rest of worlds kind of passively finishing out Cloudtown followers as well as the other one, and employment statistics and that kind of stuff would be pretty easy to green stack as well. But don't sleep on Equinox. Really, really good bonuses. You're missing out like 100% more damage. You're almost there, I imagine, with the 100,000 ladles. I couldn't bother to check. If you're struggling with a party dungeon specifically, Griffey has a great guide on both of these for World 2 and World 3. So go look at those. Griffey has a party dungeon guide to look at World 2 and World 3 to help finish that out as well, so you can get more Equinox bar fill rate to help upgrade these even further. Okay. Cooking. How's this looking? Not bad. Yeah, I just recommend going through, using a few, maybe holding off on using a few ladles since you're trying to finish that dream, but you would benefit a lot from upgrading some meals like cabbage specifically to help increase your meal cooking speed. Just look at least time to cook next. I don't know if you actually have any food lust bonuses stacked up, but just look at the least time to cook next. Go through, upgrade them. The more meal levels that you have, the more meal cooking speed you get because of V-Man's talent, Blood Marrow. This multiplicatively increases your meal cooking speed for every total level of your meals that you have. Hey, Bean. How's it going? Sorry, my cat joined me for the review. He really likes reviews, apparently. Also smothering the mic. Okay. Talked about Rift. Let's talk about Divinity. Divinity's good. You unlocked all the gods. Just passively try to push those. I don't know if you have Dude or not. I mean, you may or may not, based off the fact you have 2 Omniflow, the rest on Arctis, 1 on Permeep. So you may have it, you may not, I don't know. If you do, great. If you don't, that kind of sucks. You can survive without it. It's just a little bit more hassle. Artifacts are looking good. This is obviously the best artifact you absolutely need to unlock. I'm kidding, don't unlock this, it's terrible. Multi-kill per tier is obviously really, really good. If you want to have an easier time pushing World 6, unlocking this at Eldritch is really important. So try to do that so you can push the portals a little bit faster on your characters. Eventually, when you go back to that grind, obviously right now, you're probably you're best suited trying to reposition yourself, focusing on Onyx statues specifically with your DK. So you won't benefit from multi-kill anytime soon, but when you go back to World 6 and try to push, multi-kill per damage tier is really, really good and really, really important for trying to push those portals. Eventually, when you do go back to it, you'll most likely have this dream unlocked to get 10 extra levels matching skims. You'll get more damage, which eventually should push you into the multi-kill tier if you're not already in World 6. Okay, let's move on from World 6. Let's talk about World 5. I mean, let's talk about the World 6 stuff. So, I don't really have much advice for sneaking other than just make sure you get the highest level you can of some of the Gilded Charms. Keep them in your inventory, obviously, so you benefit from it. Best things to upgrade early, obviously, are going to be like Charm Collector. Increasing your max level of charms is really, really important for giving you overall bonuses. Jade Coin generation is really good. I'd probably keep this at level 200. Eventually, when you go back to World 6 to get through the Royal Eggs, there's a bubble in Alchemy that reduces the cost ramping of this. So it's easier to level it up when you're into the eggs map and have that bubble like upgraded a few more times. It'll slow the cost of this to make it easier to upgrade. Eventually, it should even out, I believe, mathematically. I don't know. That's some bullshit math I did in my head, so it could be wrong. But it should slow the ramping of it so you can upgrade it technically more times sooner. So it's kind of up to you if you want to wait to upgrade this past level 200, or you can keep upgrading it. It's a you call. I haven't actually done the math, but the paper napkin math that I did tells me it's better to wait to upgrade that bubble. And once you're level 200, this upgrade specifically, you could benefit from doing that. And obviously, getting more sneaking levels, so getting more sneaking EXP is really important because obviously it increases the base stealth as well as the base coin generation that you have. So the more sneaking EXP you get, the more levels you get, the better your sneaking is going to be. You're probably approaching a point, since I saw you had the gloves unlocked, or rather the gloves upgrade unlocked. You're probably nearing a point where you want to consider the current meta strat for pushing the high tower levels is going to be using having like 4 mules for lotus flowers, so equipping 2 lotus flowers in the character, and the rest of them equipping rosary and veil. These multiply their bonuses with each other. If you have 2 veils or 2 rosaries, those stack additively, so get a ridiculously lower stealth value than if you equip both of them, like Silk Veil and Rosary combined. I know they say they multiply total stealth, but if you have 2 rosaries, it doesn't also increase it by 10 or 11x. It adds together that bonus is actually increasing it by 20x. Versus Veil and Rosary are different multipliers, so these massively increase your stealth as opposed to equipping the same item at the same time. So something to keep in mind as you get there. But eventually the strategy is to have 2 mules. What that means is just having rather 4 mules, having 4 people just double stacked on these lotus flowers to boost the stealth value of every other person trying to push sneaking. Cool. Okay. For summoning, my best advice I can give you is just spam the bottom lane. You have some things relatively soon you can get that would really benefit your account. So Artifact Find Chance specifically, trying to push yellow so you can get more Crop Evo and more Artifact Find Chance specifically are going to help a ton. So my recommendation is just spam the bottom lane as much as you can. I actually finished sneaking recently. I have every single battle finished. I have all 62. I finished everything because I just spammed the bottom lane. Obviously, some of them are harder than others, like the Bloodbone, specifically the last one on blue. Really, really hard. It just kind of takes some RNG and spamming bottom lane. My biggest advice is don't max out the jeweled card. Keep it at level 1. Max everything else. Best thing for you to upgrade is going to be mana generation. So in blue and green, starting mana is really, really good. Mana generation here in white. And one of the better ones, obviously, is going to be Final Card. So as you spend your slime cards, as you finish out that row, is going to give you passive mana generation. So really, really good bonus for you as well. Also, mana dividends. Upgrade mana generation. It's your best friend. Max out if you haven't already the Vrumby. Obviously, the more dodge chance you have, the more chances it can stay alive, which means it can push further into the lane if it hasn't already. So definitely some things you want to focus on in summoning. You have some really good things you can unlock relatively soon, such as Crop Evo and Artifact Find Chance. Just look at this specifically if you want to help out with that. Also for cooking, if you want some extra bonuses, purple would be really easy. I want to say this is relatively easy, but this is multiplicative meal cooking speed. Really, really good for trying to push higher cooking levels if you can. And yeah, I mean, we're pretty much at the end of the review. You're doing pretty good. You're doing all the right things. I think you're switching focus right when you need to. You can maybe push over to Sky Doggy Spirits with your characters instead of focusing on crystal farming and getting the ruby card for poops. But you can swap over, try to get to the Sky Doggy Spirits because you have 2 vial things you can unlock relatively easily. The Sky Doggy Spirit as well as the Effervescent Logs. Those will give you summoning and farming EXP. So something you can go back and do relatively quickly, I hope. Push you on some of your characters, try to unlock those vials, get those extra bonuses, but eventually you do want to go back to crystal farming since you don't have some of the World 4, World 5, and World 6 statues Onyx. Once you increase your crystal chance, obviously it makes it easier for your DK to do that. Obviously you have Chocolate Chip, you have the card doublers, you have the trophy doubler, you have keychain doubler, star sign, monster respawn rate is kind of ass, but I mean, you have really, really good chips and cards and you're almost there. And you're doing really, really good. So, yeah, I think you're on the right path. I don't think there's much advice I can really give you because it looks like you have the right steps in your mind, and it looks like you're executing things well, and you obviously really thought about all your characters. So, really props to you as opposed to some of the other reviews I've seen. So, good on you. If you have any specific questions, feel free to reach out in the Discord. Obviously, I'm always available there. Try to ping me if you can. If I don't answer, someone else will. So. Thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate it. Again, join the Discord, like, comment, subscribe. Really help the algorithm there. Helps to grow the channel as well. And if you want to follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/mainhfg. Link will also be in the description. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Bye.